Up next on the Sports Hit List.
I think if you scored 24,000 points, you're a Hall of Famer in this game. You know, only 25 people done that.
As far as individual accolades, what does he have?
You know,
So we're letting guys in now because of swagger. Is that what
I mean,
you're
that's
saying?
what
Fun with fans. We are back at it for another segment with the fan. I am Carl Coulange for the Sports Hit List by the fans for the fans. We'd like to thank you for continuing to support us on all social media. Anthony, as always. Kenny, Greg, wearing colors, man. What's going on?
I mean, obviously this wasn't planned, but it's cool.
Sure.
It's
Yes,
cool.
it was. It's cool. You okay with that?
I'm fine. It's
All right.
as long as
And
I
we
look
have
better.
a very special guest for Fun with Fans. Another fan with the question, Robinson. Robinson, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, Carl, for having me.
Robinson has a big sports group online. It's a Sports Nation. Sports Nation, right?
Sports Talk Nation.
Sports Talk Nation. And if you guys think our group has a lot of issues, his group has a lot of issues. Trust me.
Yes,
a lot of characters. So you have a question for us today, and what's your question?
Our question is, does Vince Carter deserve to be a Hall of Famer when his career is over?
Okay. Does Vince Carter, before I give my opinion, we'll go around the table. I'll start with Anthony. Does Vince Carter deserve to be a Hall of Famer?
Initially, when I thought about this question, I said no. But then after doing my research, after seeing, 8 All-Star appearances, he's 29th in scoring, 23,000 or so points. I give him a nod. He's a Hall of Famer. And my biggest reason is because Yao Ming made the Hall of Fame. So why not Vince Carter?
Yao Ming's in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
I need a fact check.
Nah, I
I
don't
need fact
believe
check.
so.
Just fact check.
See, that's how ridiculous it is.
Fact check
Can
me.
someone check that for me? No, he's
Yao
not.
Ming is in the Hall of Fame?
No, he isn't.
Yeah, I heard
He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame?
The
Yao Ming?
Basketball Hall of
No, he's
Fame. And that's my reason why he needs to be.
Does that include international play? Like,
It's the Basketball Hall of Fame entirely.
Right.
I don't think Yao Ming is in.
And he is.
Fact
No,
check.
he's not.
All right.
No, he's not. And you're going to take
Fact
an L
check.
for taking that. I'll do fact check and put it on screen. He's
I'm
not.
glad he mentioned take
don't
the
wanna
L.
co-sign
Right,
that.
All right. So, Robinson, this is your question. What do you believe?
I believe he's a Hall of Famer because, one, the imprint he put in the game as being the best in-game dunker, the best dunker of all time. Not only that, he's not only one-dimensional, but he could shoot the 3-ball in his career. He's 6th place all-time in 3-points made. So I think that puts him up there, 23,000 points also, almost 24,000. I think if you score 24,000 points, you're a Hall of Famer in this game. Only 25 people done that. 23,000. 25 people done 23,000. So I think that's his body of work. I think it puts him in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, Greg?
I don't think so. I mean, just because you score 24,000 points, yeah, that's nice, but as far as individual accolades, what does he have? Yeah, he's an in-game dunker, I don't see any MVPs, and I don't really count all-star appearances because fans vote.
Preaching, my brother. Thank
All
you.
right, I don't all-star appearances don't mean anything to me as far as when it comes to Hall of Fame voting. He had a good run in his prime, but was he the best at his position?
During that era.
Yeah.
Right.
That doesn't mean like
That doesn't mean-
Okay,
It
wait,
doesn't
hold on,
mean-
hold on.
Richmond
Let-
made
can
the,
we
Hall of
let
Fame.
Greg finish his point, and then we can.
Yeah.
We can.
I'm just saying, for me, I mean, at some point, you have to, it's just, as far as Hall of Fame goes, you have to be tops at your position in your prime, as something to look at. He also, what was I going to say?
Anthony threw you off with Yao Ming being in the Hall of Fame, right? Yeah. Not
He
check
threw
his
everyone
facts.
off.
He's not in the Hall of Fame, but all right.
Oh,
throw me
did we
off.
did we fact check that? Yeah, I wasn't
We
prepared
can't.
for
Someone
that.
fact check that for me, please.
Did we
Right
remember?
now.
That was the
He's
greatest.
not, right? Thank you. He's not. Now, stay woke. Now, yes. Go ahead.
stay sweet. Let me ask you a question. How many people have made 23,000 points, you said?
Said
About 25.
25 people. I have to agree with my man right here. He is a Hall of Famer. He's, top 30 in all-time scoring. He was 13 strong seasons in the NBA. His first 13 seasons are strong seasons.
Yes.
He's been, longevity, he's been there 20 years. I can't say, he's the Hall of Famer, especially the NBA. See, the thing is, I think you're getting the Hall of Fame in the NBA confused with Hall of Fame in like baseball or Hall of Fame in the NFL. Anybody gets in the NFL and the NBA. Mitch Richmond's in the NBA, in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And when you got credentials like that, anybody gets in. Bernard King had very strong seasons, but they were very short because he got injured. But he still made the Hall of Fame eventually. He is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he will get in.
Okay, but you see, here's my thing though. Chris Webber still hasn't been nominated, and Chris Webber had a more dominant presence with Sacramento than Vince Carter had
How
with
many years
Toronto.
was he in Sacramento?
He was there for a good amount of time. He was there for at least 5 years.
Vince Carter made it to the NBA Finals.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he
With the
didn't.
Nets.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he
No,
did.
he wasn't on the Nets. Can we fact check that
Yes,
too?
he
That's
was
another-
on the Nets.
He wasn't on the Nets.
Yes,
No, he
yes, he
wasn't.
was.
No, he was not. The
Yes,
Nets
he
made it
was.
to the finals in 2002 and 2003. Vince Carter was not on the team at that point. He was
I
still in
thought the Nets-
Toronto.
I thought
Can we
the-
check that, please?
Yeah,
I thought
he
the
was.
Nets
No, he
made-
wasn't. What's up?
You might be right.
I thought the Nets made the finals in 04.
No, they did not. The 04 was the Pistons. Oh,
yeah,
exactly.
you're
He
right.
wasn't on the team with that. So
I stand corrected, Carl Kulanji.
Go ahead, stand corrected.
Stand corrected.
If we're not going to put, if it's a matter of if Chris Webber's not going to be nominated,
Bro,
how can Vince
hold
Carter be
on.
nominated?
You got a point.
When did Chris Webber become the standard?
No, but what I'm saying is that
What
Chris
do you
Webber,
say?
I'm comparing Chris Webber to Vince Carter, two guys who are not in the Hall of Fame, and Vince Carter's still playing, so he can't be elected
How
yet.
long
But
has
Chris
he been
Webber,
eligible for the ballot?
He's been eligible for a while now.
Chris
Get
Webber?
in
Chris
eventually.
Webber retired in like 06, 07 when he was with the Pistons. He's been eligible for a good 6 or 7
Yeah,
years.
but he's not. a
not
first-
on there yet.
Yeah, all right.
He
You're
gets
getting
snubbed.
confused with
He gets
thinking Chris
snubbed.
Webber's a first or second or third ballot.
So he's not. But then the
He's not.
Sacramento
I didn't say
Kings.
he's
But in
not.
terms
I
of
didn't say
success
he's
and
not.
leading,
I didn't
though.
say he's not.
Okay.
I said he's going to get in eventually. They don't let anybody in the first ballot. Not everybody.
But
gets
he's
in.
saying he's a first ballot, and
Well,
you're saying you
that's
agree
his
with
opinion.
him.
I ain't saying
So
that.
he's not
I'm
first
taking it
ballot.
him.
No, but you
Right
say he's
here,
a first
right
ballot.
here,
He says he's a
right
first
here.
ballot.
That's
that
him.
because-
I'm not
because-
saying it. I'm
because
saying
the-
he'll get in eventually.
I say
He has
that-
longevity. He has the points.
Right.
He has the stats. You can't
Exactly.
knock that. He
And
has
the
it.
swagger he brought to the game, he
So
left the
we're letting
imprint.
guys in now because of swagger. Is that what
I
you're
mean,
saying?
that's
He
what I
also-
also.
He also brought that, but he
hold on,
wasn't.
y'all
He
use
wasn't
that
one
as excuse for
dimensional.
other
He wasn't
players
one
like
dimensional.
AI or Jordan or what they brought to the game and different
So you're
things like
comparing
that.
AI and Jordan to Vince now, is what you're saying.
No, I'm comparing the fact that y'all use other things outside of just their skill and
How-
things like
how?
that to factor in.
What other things?
Again, with Jordan, he
Yo,
changed the
for a high-
game.
for a few
He
years,
sold
Vince Carter was the most
sneakers
exciting person
and things like
in the
that.
NBA. Who
Yeah.
dunks he
I'm
brought.
not gonna deny
Everybody was
that.
looking
Yeah.
for him for the
I'm
dunk
not-
contest. He dunked over a 7'4" Russian
Right.
in the Olympics.
People
French.
think,
Thank
people
you.
think he was
Yeah,
injured a
all that
lot, but
stuff.
he's actually like top 30 in
Vince
game
Carter
play.
was in 2000. Nobody was saying nothing about Vince Carter.
You're
was the
right.
man.
You're right. You're
I'm
right.
not denying
He has
that, but
it,
goes back to
but he
Greg's
has-
point.
he
But
has
goes
the
back to
potential.
Greg's point, though. So if we're basing, what are we basing his entering into the Hall of Fame on?
at
Off
his
his
stats.
credentials,
His
everything.
credentials.
I would say he has 7 years. He's averaged over
20
24
points.
points.
I thought it was 20.
No,
If for his
7
career-
years,
no, his
24
career-
points.
For his
24,
career right now
probably
is
more.
19-4 and
24
3.
points is a
For his
lot of
career-
points.
But for his career is 19-4 and 3. That's his career. That's his career.
He
average
been
right
on his
now.
grandpa
But
years,
averages,
3
I don't
years,
like
at
that.
least 3,
His
4 years.
last
You
like 4 years, he's been averaging like 7 points.
What
a
about
game.
He been on his grandpa years.
You would have to look at his prime, where he was one of the prime scorers in the NBA. Obviously, he didn't lead because he wasn't,
Chris-
the top player in that,
For his first 13 seasons, I think he averaged probably over 22 points a game.
I think he was around there,
He was over
21, 22. I think he was
And
around
in
there.
his prime years, he averaged, I think his highest scoring was 27 points a game.
He
something
dealt
like
with
that.
injuries and things like
So,
that.
could we agree that he's a Hall of Famer eventually, but he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer?
No, but if he's
I don't
a
think
Hall
he's
of
a first
Famer-
ballot.
I could agree with that, but he's a Hall of Famer. He deserves to be
a Hall
in
of Famer.
immortality.
I don't
in
think he's first,
basketball.
but I can't say.
Let me ask
it's
you
hard.
this.
It's not about
How was
first
Mitch
ballot.
Richmond in the Hall of Fame? But then
Honestly, I wish I had an
Exactly.
answer for you. I don't.
You guys remember Run TMC back in the day?
No,
When
I
he-
don't, because they didn't mean nothing.
That
They
didn't
didn't
mean
do
it.
nothing.
Run
No,
TMC
did
didn't
they
mean
not
Exactly.
trade the C or the T or the M? I don't care.
No
Whatever it
accolades,
was.
nothing.
What the Golden
Nothing,
State back in the
Yeah,
day?
Run TMC.
You didn't like Run TMC with Tim Hardaway and Chris Mullen?
I'm
and
too
Yo,
young
weren't
to
you
know
born the
anything.
year it
Right,
came out?
exactly.
No, I
I'm
wasn't.
too
It
young
was
to
When
know.
was Run TMC?
With a
It was
Run T- I know about Run DMC.
What year were you born? 87?
86.
86.
Yeah.
Run TMC was what, 89?
Right.
90?
No, it
He's
was
too
early
young
night. It
for
was
it, too.
91, 92-ish.
Yeah.
I still
Around
wasn't.
91,
I don't
92
know.
ish.
Chris
around
Mullen.
Five?
Chris Mullen,
Tim Hardaway.
Mitch Richmond does have a championship with the Lakers, right?
Yeah,
So-
when he's in his
Yeah,
grandpa
but
years.
Joel Anthony has 2 championships. Can we really use
but we're
that?
not saying that. We're talking about the contributions that he had.
He had no contribution to that championship team.
Right.
None. He was on the bench.
He
He's
was
a Laker
reserved.
fan. He knows that.
I still, it's very hard for me to say Vince is a Hall of Famer. That's just.
I mean, these guys
How do you
have-
explain Mitch Richmond? Anybody gets, that's my point.
Yeah, but that's, you see, if the standard,
if he
if we're
gets
going
in-
by the basketball standards, he gets in, right?
Yes,
Like I agree with
and
you.
that's the question.
But again, it goes back to what are the standards? Where do we stop it? Like Robert Parrish isn't based off of what? You see what I'm saying? So you have to look at what are the standards
Hold
to
on.
go
He's
into
a
the
Celtics
basketball.
fan.
No,
let me
no.
shake your hand.
But really,
but it's true. But it's
you
true.
the
It's
most
how
minded
we
fan
get with
too.
the standards. Exactly.
Individually, he's done something
The body of
individually
work.
not many had. Yes, he's had longevity, and he was a great scorer for his time in the game.
Was he
So
the Chief? The Chief wasn't a great scorer, was he?
who?
Who you talking about? Vince
No,
Carter?
he's talking
Vince
about
Carter.
Vince
Oh, I thought you were
Carter.
talking about
No, I'm talking about
Nah.
Vince Carter.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Why he is a Hall of
Yeah.
Famer, and he did his numbers, and he lasted long enough to me to
He had a good
to
playoff
gain-
series against the Knicks.
to gain, yeah,
Didn't they body the Knicks one year? Right?
Why does it always come back to this?
because it
I'm
has
saying,
to.
like he did it on a big stage. MSG
Yeah.
at the time was a
Yeah.
big stage.
It's
Again,
always
I'm
a
not
big
denying
stage.
his ability. I'm not denying his dunking ability. But Vince has said himself, he doesn't want to be known as a dunker. He doesn't want his career to be.
He was a good player.
He's not just a dunker.
But some people, when you associate Vince Carter, what do you think? You think dunk. You think dunking.
underachiever.
You think underachiever, exactly,
Yes.
because that's all you can think of in terms of his ability was he can dunk. He's arguably the best dunker that we've seen, right? But to his credit, no.
He's all right.
I think it's
You
debatable.
don't think he's you don't think he's the greatest?
No, I don't think he's the greatest. I mean, he had a couple good dunks. I give him that.
Nah, he's up there.
No, he's up there.
I like
one or
Heat.
two.
He's
I like
up
Jordan.
there. You like Jordan?
They okay.
All right. Well, Robinson, thank you for coming on the show, man. We really appreciate it. Hopefully,
Thanks
you
for
have another
having
question
me.
for us.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that'll do it for the Sports Hit List. Please continue to support us. Take care.